Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Premier League presentation. With some delay, we're going to be bringing you guys this game between Alliance, formerly known as No Tide Hunter, and Kaipi Gaming here. So that is what we're going to be looking at. Yeah, like I said, it was a little bit of a delay there, but we finally get on into it here. So we do see No Tide Hunter going up against Kaipi Gaming. No Tide was playing earlier today and had some issues up against Fnatic, so hopefully they'll be able to pull it on together. But otherwise, a pretty interesting game. I would have been calling this the Revenge of the Envy or Return of the Envy or a lot of other different things, but unfortunately we actually don't get to see that because of the fact that he was at the Rochester land, the one in New York, and is still in transit. He's actually not going to be participating in this one here, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but nevertheless, his team, running 4 strong, we do have 4 individuals plus Come With Me, so I'm going to cancel this out since we don't not actually have... Oh, well, I have to mess that up there. Let's see. I do not have Vikram for this cast here. He's going to be sitting out for 1 and Game 2 and potentially Game 3. That's what we're going to be looking at there. So, yeah. I myself am Blaze, as usual, and I'm going to have interesting co-caster on. Don't usually bring him on, but Skim, how's it going, man?
Hey man, thanks for having me, and I'm looking forward to this. And quick draft, actually. I think it was like 20 seconds, tops.
Yeah.
And interesting picks already as well. I mean, No Tide Hunter picking up. Oh Jesus, they're really fast with this one.
Yeah, really, really raring to go, going back and forth, back and forth. They have what they want in mind, and certainly getting it. Right now, IO has been drafted up for No Tide or Alliance. They're going to be able to pick up a very aggressive global presence lineup, but immediately counter-drafting it up a little bit, we do see that selection of the Chaos Knight along with the Bat Rider, so that there isn't as much synergy potential. If the Lifesteal has been banned, the Chaos Knight has been picked up, it's harder for IO to find exactly who he's going to be able to pair with, and it's possible with the subsequent bans that No Tide could actually have none of the really good Wisp combo heroes to work with here. So that would be a little bit of a, I wouldn't say misdraft, but it would be a limiting factor on how they can proceed from there. But yeah, really, really rapid. Bat Rider going to probably go on the mid, CK picking up that carry role, and then Magnus and Lone Druid drafted up to give Admiral Bulldog his signature hero, as well as S4 a lot of potential on that mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. And Wisp or IO still has a lot of synergy with the Mag as well. If you just TP in, you can set up a perfect RP even without the Blink Dagger. And Kaipi actually picking up a Queen of Pain right here. I would have guessed that they would pick up a support to couple it up with the CK, because now this gives Alliance the opportunity to ban out heroes like Lina, Ancient Apparition that couple really well with the CK. And yeah, there's a Leshrac as well.
Yeah, so they do go ahead and just take out those bans there. It's very reasonable to take out those that can synergize so darn well with a CK. It'd be kind of weird, but I could honestly see a ban of an Ancient Apparition coming out. That's just one of the other supports that works so well with the Chaos Knight. Generally speaking, we don't see the CK picked up until after the Wisp is selected, so we never really get to see CK paired with others, but he's really strong, setting up stuns for the Splitter, the Light Strike Array, or that Cold Feet, and it's definitely something that I could lane with the CK in a very effective manner. But yeah, like you were talking about there, those bans are going to come on through, and Kaipi with that Gyrocopter and Juggernaut. I think those are really wise bans based on the fact that Lone Druid pushes so darn well with a healing ward, and along with that, Gyrocopter is coupled and paired very, very well with a Magnus. They're looking for something to play in the #1 role, and those two would have fit the bill near perfectly.
Yeah, they're kind of directing their bans at Loda right now. Maybe even banning out the Luna. Maybe. And yeah, as we mentioned, No Tide Hunter does have a strong pushing lineup right now. They're lacking the Chen, and
Nice.
that would be their pick. Oh, there's even a Riki ban. I like that as well. It's counter to Queen of Pain, and Loda has played the Riki actually quite some times, knowing that it's annoying to play against as a Queen of Pain. But yeah, there's also still the Void in the pool. I'm not sure if they're going to pick that one up, but it synergizes as well with the Mag and Empower. And we've seen Loda play it today as well. Wasn't as fortunate as you want to be with your Void, but maybe this time around it's getting better.
Yeah, most definitely. I really love the Riki Mara ban, honestly. It shows a lot of respect and knowledge of what No Tide Hunter like to pick. I mean, of course, Eternal Envy has to have shared a few strats, a few tricks up their sleeves with the members of Kaipi there, so they're very well aware of that potential. Either way, the Riki Mara and IO is not going to be an option here, and I'm curious to see what really options are available to Loda. I mean, he seems to have like every single carry in some way shape or form under his belt and able to be pulled out at a moment's notice. But what really works with the IO here, I mean, the anti-mage could technically blink and set up a tether, but he's not really a hard gank-oriented hero. Same thing with the Weaver and the Shikuchi, but we do see here an Ogre Magi coming on out, and that might indicate that they're going to go for an attack speed-oriented carry. I mean, the Lone Druid alone. This is actually not a common strategy, but because Ogre Magi rarely sees competitive play until the past few weeks, but nevertheless a strategy where you can just go for pretty much the strongest bear in the world. Like he's going for those like world lifting heavyweight championships or whatever, because you can go with Empower buff and Bloodlust simultaneously. It gets so much physical damage, some cleave on top of that, and of course massive attack speed. But they're actually going to go through with the Tiny, that did not get banned out, and it's probably one of the more orthodox selections, definitely made popular by the Chinese scene a little bit. eHome, IO Tiny ran it together, and Dignitas adopted it quite effectively as well, so a lot of different ways to run it here. But answering back, Pylite and Zizu picking up the Rubik and the Bane. What are your thoughts on those?
Yeah, I like those pickups, especially the Bane, because it counters the Tiny very much. I think Enfeeble is kind of underrated in the scene, or at least by a lot of viewers, because Enfeeble does so much, and you kind of want to have a lot of damage, but then suddenly Bane and you deal like minus 50 damage. That is of course a bit exaggerating, but that's kind of the deal with Bane anyway. And to a lot of people asking in the chat, EGM fan, that is Come With Me. He's standing in today for Eternal Envy, just to clarify that one again.
Yeah, exactly that. So pretty much got it. That was my next thing that I was going to cover there. But yeah, EGM or EGM fan is the name of the individual, but it is definitely Come With Me that's picking that up there. And actually, yeah, playing the carry role in place of Eternal Envy. So he's going to be picking up the CK there and starting off pretty aggressively. But as far as the lanes and how those are going to work out, we see right now Bone 7 heading up towards the top lane. Do you think an aggressive try?
Yeah, I actually think so, and yeah, it looks like it. They're heading down. I think they can work because there's basically, yeah, well, they do have 2 stunts on Alien's side, but if they pick off the Ogre Magi before Tiny actually gets there, they can definitely get a kill, because Wisp doesn't do that well in a defensive Shrelling, I think. At least not. Yeah,
he's under pressure, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if they can try to contest the pulls directly and try to negate the neutral pulls. What it'll mean is that EGM won't be able to find that relocate nearly as swiftly, and without as much experience, a Tiny Wisp is a much less threatening combo. I mean, it's still going to be having that global presence, but it'll have some delay on it, and something that they can deal with when their supports are leveled enough to find it appropriate. Right now, just warding down on the top rune spawn. They're going to have to decide very carefully how they use this next Observer Ward, but for the moment, just trying to get themselves in the right position. They have a couple Sentry Wards as well, but I do like this move between EGM and, it doesn't really matter who, but tethering on through these trees, breaking them down so that they don't have to worry about the wards nearly as much. They can pretty much beat down with their next tether, destroy this set of trees if they want to, and make sure that their pull is always going to be available.
Yeah, definitely, and it's also, this way it's easier to pull the next camp if you don't stack beforehand.
Yeah.
And now the Trellin is revealed, and they pick up an Indus rune. Maybe they can set something up, but I think Aliens, they spotted it out, so they will play past. Oh, they even dropped a sentry.
Yeah, dropping that sentry just in case you want to happen on through the jungle. That Fire Blast and Tether combo could actually net a first blood if he wasn't cautious enough about his movements there. But Pylite knows that potential, that threat, and is just going to be roaming on about, trying to find a nice little opportunity here. And actually still kind of in a 2v2 setting. Look at this, Sentry Ward going to be placed most likely to cover up the camp. Or maybe they want Pylite's Observer, but they just don't want to break the invis yet. They're actually just going to get some vision for the moment, though. Looking at this right here, Dire has a good amount of vision based on this. The tree barely blocks anything, based on the fact that they are in a good position down here. So what they end up seeing is that anybody flanking to gank from the north and from the southwest, and that'll pretty much make it relatively safe for Come With Me to farm.
I like how the support from Kaipi actually baited a sentry. They pretended as if there was an observer, but now, yeah, now NTH does not have a sentry anymore, and they can't really get rid of that. Really well played.
Yeah, so currently, as far as current gold goes, we see that the best support is 114 on Ake, and he's going to have to take some time before he can actually get that Sentry Ward up, and therefore negate the thing that's blocking off that pull, and that's very, very painful for Wisp. So I think it's a pretty good mind games back and forth. As far as the solo lanes go, we do see that Queen of Pain is beating out Magnus, so surprise there, finding 5 CS over his 4, but he's getting quite a few denies. S4 is actually limiting Arise's experience gains quite a bit because he is a ranged hero, and that's that much more impactful. Beyond that, back and forth, Loda does commit the stun here. The Avalanche toss does go on through as well as the tether, but there's the Reality Rift. Firelighty does get stunned out. They need 2 more right clicks, so they only get 1, and here comes that 1-second Chaos Bolt. Not as much as they prefer, but they still get the disables, still get some retaliation damage, and Ake is the one who's taking a few hits. A few from the tower, some from the brain sap, and he drops down to critical HP, but luckily EGM's there to tether him up, and the salve is popped off.
Overall, good counter initiation from Kaipi, but I think if they had focused one hero, because I think Reality Rift went on the Wisp and the stun went on the Ogre Magi, or some, I think...
Bulldog's in a pretty bad spot. I'm not sure if Bone 7 will dive up top, but 3 charges are going for this 4th one. It's going to be back and forth, but Bone 7 picks up that first blood. He does fall to the tower, but he's claimed his kill, and that's going to be first blood gold for him and the experience, which Lone Druid will be dead and won't be able to actually acquire. So huge, huge advantage in that mid lane. It's actually extremely impactful that he was able to get the kill before falling himself.
Yeah, that's a really nice kill to get. Lone Druid is usually a very good solo laner, especially in 1v1 situations, and getting that kill there, even at the enemy tower, really nice.
Sentry does come down once more. Ake getting this dewarded for hopefully the final time. This is they really, really want to get this neutral rolling, and they do get it the 3-minute spawn, which when it's all said and done, isn't that big a deal. They finally get it going, and I think they'll be able to profit off of this quite a bit.
Surprisingly, S4 is coming back in this mid lane. I thought that Arise would actually have the edge, but actually S4 is doing a pretty good job at keeping up with them. And yeah, they're quite even.
What do you think is it just based on individual skill? I generally favor Queen of Pain in this matchup here. Is there anything S4 is doing that you would say is resulting in that, other than just really good last hitting skills?
I think he's been bottle crowing a lot, getting those last hits with Shockwave. But yeah, it's also, of course, high individual skill. I mean, he's managing to get almost, he's getting a lot of last hits, in fact, even on his own tower, so definitely doing a good job.
Wow, they will not let this neutral camp go. Down on bottom, Kaipi places yet another sentry, and I almost think it's a moot point now going on into it. If this sentry doesn't go away, and Ake does have the sentry, so he places the exact same spot. He's like, screw it, sentry for sentry. Breaking it off one last time. I don't even know why they keep on committing to that, because they knew that they had one more sentry, but I guess they just want to trade pockets. Just the cash flow, they want to make sure that the Ogre Magi doesn't have too much to work with there, and that might be favorable for him. On top lane, Bulldog definitely set back. Batrider moving in. He does get the Flame Break, 2 charges. He's going to go in once more. No Firefly, though, so he's going to have to go for Napalm right clicks, and I don't think this is his fight to take. He's slowed down by the Orb of Venom, taking lots of tower right clicks. He's not going to fall, but my goodness, is he close. Tranquil Boots and Tangles will bring him back up towards half HP, but nevertheless, committing a lot unnecessarily.
Yeah, I've been watching Kaipi for quite some time, and I know that Bound 7 is a really good Batrider player, but he likes to overcommit a lot, and you just saw it right there. If he had step one, if he had taken another step, he would have gone down, and you should be careful because now there's a Tangle on the bear, and this could be painful. And
we all know about Admiral Bulldog's Entangles. Might as well just be an active ability the way he runs that thing. Pay to win, Panda Bear, am I right?
Exactly. In the mid lane, actually, S4 resorted back to the jungle, stacking one camp, and he's farming that one. Maybe that has boosted his farm a bit. Actually, the first time I'm seeing this from him. But yeah, it's a good way of getting some cheap income.
Yeah, so we actually did not catch out the Entangle proc that came on through. Like I said, Batrider only got to about half HP with what he was able to accomplish through the Tangos and the Tranquil Boots, and actually missing down upon him. Holy crap, everything's happening where I'm not, so that's very unfortunate there. But so let's go over that. Oh my gosh, if I missed the mid kill. Oh, damage over time. Arise is able to get enough damage through his Sonic Wave. Okay, I'm just going to try to break this down as best I could catch it on the back end of my camera control, because that was just ridiculous how that played out. Either way, Entangle proc on Bone 7, he was only about half HP because he could only Tranquil and Tango. Down on bottom lane, they must have gotten a high roll on a Chaos Bolt, a high duration stun there. Rank 2 can go up to 3 seconds, that can easily net enough time for them to get the damage on him with Brain Sap or otherwise. So good exchange there, finding a pick off, and then on mid lane, again, Sonic Wave was committed. We do see down on bottom, there is going to be the stun, a little bit of bloodlust action to put some pressure on Come With Me, but he's got 3 supports. Here come the Spirits doing a little splash damage. There's the toss in, going for the RP, cancels it twice though. S4 knowing he just needs to go for the Shockwave after a stun, but actually not going to be able to be so fortunate. Has to go for the RP here, and he does drop it down. There's going to be some right clicks, and he's going to get the kill himself, committing a big ultimate, though, and Zizou and Come With Me can rotate around to defend their tower with no real trouble, but it doesn't seem like they want to take that route. They want to go aggressive here, and again, Bulldog under the tower, another Entangle proc coming on through, gets that kill, dodging out the tower attacks with the ultimate. He survives from what should have been a 100% certain death. That was really smooth play. He lost his bear, I believe. Yeah, he lost the bear under the tower. He himself dropping so low as well, but still playing that role so darn well. He survives after the fact with a really nice thing. And again, the Entangle procs locking on through. We did see Batrider committed the lasso, so apparently that was definitely involved in that exchange. If you're catching, by the way, since things are going on across the map very frequently, if you catch a fight, just let me know.
Yeah, sure. I was just amazed by this Admiral Bulldog right now. I mean, some full Dota movement right there, dodging that tower hit. But yeah, I was actually just as confused as you, because I kept moving to the place where just somebody died and then somebody died on the other lane. And
yeah, it seems like it's only like a 15-second break between each kill, and just trying to recap one is gonna result in the loss of the other. We see on mid lane, S4 is gonna have to commit the skewer here to try to escape. But the problem is Pilaite has that telekinesis and can time it so that they can burst him down. S4 finally gets that skewer, actually hitting on the Queen of Pain, who blinked in front. Arise going in front of that stampeding Rhino intentionally to be able to get the kill. Smooth move by him, and yeah, really good timing. The reason they didn't telekinesis until the very last second is because they wanted to save it until during the skewer. You can break the skewer with the telekinesis and can be pretty much 100% setting up the kill, but once they knew he was relatively safe under tower, they had to make a move, and that stun came out. Very nicely done by them, and they pick up another kill on S4.
Yeah, very important kill to get. He is still so far away. He doesn't even have arcane boots yet. Of course, wants that blink dagger as well, and he's been put back for quite some time. And I think Arise is going to rotate bottom. He still has his ultimate. He didn't use it in the last engagement, and yeah, he's looking to get some kills down there. And they can definitely burst down Wisp easily. He's only level 3 just yet. Precisely.
We do see Bane picking up a couple of good levels for himself. 4.5 in. That means that he's going to be able to get that Fiend's Grip at relatively good timing. And Fiend's Grip plus 1 or 2 people is generally going to be able to net you a kill and put you in a really good position for a lot of aggression every time it's off cooldown. And speaking of those big important ultimates, Io, comparatively speaking, is very far behind. We do see stunts coming out on Ake. It's a 4 seconds, so looking out pretty hardcore here. Ake is going to get bursted down by Arise jumping on in to add in a little bit of burst. So they do get the kill in the end. Chaos Knight picking that up, but there's a big stun combo. Stun toss going on through, bursting down the Bane. As high level as he may be for support, he's still a support. He's still very squishy, and he did get bursted hardcore with the combo.
Oh, another Entangle on top.
On top lane, these Entangles coming out. They lasso up. Panda Bear himself wants to phase boots forward, but the Napalm slowing him down to a crawl. That last Entangle not going to come on through, and I think he's going to be out of range. He cannot go for the attack, and with this Nightmare, they actually will probably kill the bear. There's really nothing for him to do as far as recalling, and so Admiral Bulldog heads for the hills, and unfortunately the Panda Bear is the one that takes the fall. He has a resummon though, and the Tranquil Boost should bring him back up to snuff.
Yeah, as Admiral Bulldog
down on bottom's combo coming out on the Chaos Knight, immediately one-shotting him, because it is a 3-4-0-1 combo. Easily doing it, and Pilaite going to be dropping very swiftly as well. The tether plus that Bloodlust, so much movement speed, the right clicks are there, even tossing it just to make sure. Throw it down up on top of the Supernova Star. That's got to be very, I don't know, would Wisp be hot or like shocking? I don't even know.
I don't know myself. It's kind of on everything. It's flowy. Yeah. More or less, like Enigma.
They're overwhelmed by the knowledge that they receive from this
exactly
beautiful system of matter. I don't know, but nevertheless, I digress. We see action on from Come With Me. What's he doing dueling out with S4 here? Actually, we're going to see the TP come out, and yeah, nothing to really stop that there. Come With Me was put in a weird position, but that wasn't really his fight to take. I mean, the Queen of Pain was technically nearby and could have gone for the Sonic Wave, but it just didn't seem like the right communication style.
Yeah, it's overall Kaipi seems a bit. I don't think it seems like they don't have a clue what they should do right now, because they're all over the map without really accomplishing anything. The Rise has been doing a good job at keeping S4 down a bit, but he's not farming very well, and his ganks, I think it was one gang and he just flew in to get the last hit. So well, it looks like they're trying S4 after all.
Yeah, trying once more. This might be more successful. He does, however, have 2 big utilities. A skewer to go to the high ground, he will use it immediately, and he still has that reverse polarity if he needs it to back himself up. Either way, it was a little bit transparent because of that well-placed Observer Ward. Recently just dropped down on that bottom rune spawn, kind of projecting their actions as they move in, swooping on through towards the mid.
Yeah, and vision is definitely a key factor in this game, especially for Kaipi. They really need actually more wards. In fact, top lane looks like they're trying out no
Going in, they get the Fiend's Grip, but there is this Magnus available. Drops off the RP onto 2. Come with me and Zizu locked in place. They drop off the lasso to try to bring down Bulldog, but he's got so much HP to work with here. Panda Bear going on through, gets the right click, finishes it off, but Arise is here with double damage active. 2 seconds stun on the Magnus. Who are they focusing? It's going to be the Bulldog going on through, but Arise gets entangled. He's locked in place, pops the Sonic Wave, but now he does fall. Bone 7 as well, tossing on top. They're going to be able to bring him down, and Come With Me can only sit there and watch behind the tree line. He's going to have to fall back. I honestly am not even sure if he can defend the tower at this stage. And here comes the relocate going down on bottom. Highlight, he gets stunned out to start things off, and they're going to be able to clean this up no problem for another kill again. It was a little bit shaky for Alliance right at the beginning, but now taking it 11-6 and bringing Ogre up top to see what they can do about the Chaos Knight.
Yeah, very nice movement from them, and I was just going to point out that they didn't even use the Wisp relocate to get those kills on top, but now it's like, yeah,
that 4 seconds stun on Ake though, and Bone 7 is willing to participate in this. Flame Break and Reality Rift kind of missing each other's marks, but either way the Brain Sap will come on through, doing the burst, and S4 has to watch himself, has the skewer, but he's 3 seconds stunned up, and they're going to be able to burst him hard. At least get the Napalm rolling so that when they all come through together, they will take a lot of damage, but be able to clean it up, presumably. But here we go, big heals coming on out, and S4 is still alive. There's one more Reality, but no, it's going to be the Tether stun with Come With Me falling, and everybody else is dropping so low. Spirits will try to negate the Tranquil Boots, but not just yet. It looks like they were able to Brain Sap on S4, though, and Bane sitting on much better HP and bringing down that rampaging Rhino.
Really nice play from S4 there. I thought he was dead for sure, but then he kind of turned around and at least got a rebuttal kill, so was worth it, definitely. And yeah, I gotta say, Alliance definitely getting the better trade-off. If you check the gold graph, it's definitely going in their favor. 3k in gold and 3k experience as well. And they just took their first tower, and if this keeps up, Kaipi really needs to... I don't know, their coordination feels a bit off. As you mentioned, Flame Break and Reality Rift kind of denying each other the fact, and yeah. They feel a bit confused.
Just a little bit off the mark. It's these little tiny things that don't seem to make a big deal, but it really adds up in those little skirmishes where they waste abilities, waste the utility of those spells, and from there they are a little bit limited in how they proceed in different things. It looks like Bone 7 was able to farm up quite effectively in the jungle and finding out 1,600 gold, but Magnus beating really in a good spot himself. With the Arcane Boots committed, he does have a higher net worth value, but it looks like the Batrider will most likely find his Blink Dagger just a little bit swifter. The issue I have with that is he doesn't have a bottle. He has Tranquil Boots instead, and I feel that Tranquils are probably one of the worst boots to have on a Batrider after that Blink finally comes on through. It's fine for jungling, but once you start initiating, it puts you in a really bad spot.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Overall, I'm not sure how effective this Batrider is going to be. I mean, overall, of course, it's a very nice hero to have, but look at Alliance's lineup. They're so tanky. I mean, Tiny is going to be a lot tanky as soon as he's already really tanky. Ogre Club, and he's heading for the straight Aghanims. And I don't have to tell you how tanky the bear is, and apparently he can only kill the Wisp instantly. I don't even think that they could kill the Ogre Magi.
Yeah, it's difficult because he has a high base strength value, and I think a really good strength gain too. Yeah, 3.2, not too shabby. And even a simple magic stick, he's sitting at 9-10, has plenty of healing potential through that. And then EGM willing to commit to healing him up. They go for the relocate and get the toss. They don't get the stun out of it, but who cares? The right clicks will finish the job here. Pincering on in, Admiral Bulldog scouts it out, and EGM and Loda follow through very nicely. But now, making their way back towards the bottom with the relocates rubber banding effect there. Gonna take this tier 1 in no time at all. Bloodlust up on Tiny, he gets that last hit, and they can actually go for the tier 2 with this big of a creep wave and a siege creep to boot.
Yeah, and I like how this Ogre Magi pickup makes a lot of sense if you think about it. The Tiny's big problem is that if you level up your ultimate, you're really slow in attack speed, but Bloodlust and Wisp, it's just doesn't really matter that you don't have attack speed.
Yeah, the overcharge provided by the Wisp and the Bloodlust provided by the Ogre Magi, it really adds up quickly. Like, he's only got rank 2 ulti, not rank 3, but still 145, or 115 without the Bloodlust. It makes a big difference as far as how rapidly he can actually dish out that damage.
Yeah, and now he has his Aghanims completed, so he's going to be looking very strong. It's like they're trying Bone 7. They're looking at him.
Jumping on in, they get the Fire Blast with that toss, and now the Tether's stunned to follow through, and they clean it up again. That's the second kill in the Batrider in a very brief period of time. Up on top, RP committed, onto 2. They're going to go for a skewer to the south. Big damage coming in, a TP to follow it up, and to make sure they can clean up everybody here, but they entangle secures it nevertheless. Really, really great timing on both lanes. I love the toss. Super long range, just slam dunking on in the Ogre Magi. Right on top of the Batrider, and then following on through, S4 was able to coordinate on the other side of the map. These guys are communicating extremely well and being able to set up some amazing kills.
Yeah, the execution we see from them is impeccable, gotta say. And they're taking tower by tower right now because they now have the strength with the Bear, with the Aghanim Scepter on Tiny, and they're looking really strong. The Golgraf is climbing, and it doesn't seem to stop.
Yeah. That Bear dishing out a lot of damage. Right now, almost with Armlet active and the power on him, he's actually doubling his damage right now. So he has about 150. And with that, he's attacking extremely quickly as well. He currently has attack speed of 182. So yeah, and with actually Rabid, it actually goes up to 0.74 per attack. So extremely fast. Look at this tower. Look how fast it's going to drop. He really would like in power, but S4 has that on cooldown. Nevertheless, tower dropping quickly. And a Tiny with an Aghanim Scepter. I mean, this is a wrecking crew, 100%. I've used that phrase frequently before, but if there's any lineup that can make it work, it's an attack speed-oriented team with a Tree Tiny and a Spirit Bear. It's just so much damage to the towers.
Yeah, and the Lions can now take the base right now. There's nothing Kaipi can do against it except for the Glyph.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have an Aegis, so they could try to punish him for it, but they need a great Fiend's Grip and a great Lasso.
Yeah, they really need to make something good happen. Really impeccable coordination.
The Batrider does have Blink, though. That is going to help out impeccably if they can go on in the right position. But Zizu is actually trying to flank up in the wrong part of town. Gets caught out here. I believe the Spirits giving enough vision to check him out and find an opportunity to bring him down. So big mistake there, and 20 seconds is not something they can afford right here. This tower is going to be gone, and possibly the Rax.
Yeah, there's really not a lot they can do. If they pick up the Wisp maybe instantly, then they could have a chance, but...
Here comes Lasso going in on the Tiny, trying to burst him down, but there's really not too much follow-up. He's just gigantic. This Mountain driving on around. There is going to be the Tangle Proc onto the CK, burning him down. S4 drops off the Polarity, skewers in 2. Both of them stunned up for now. Arise will try to blink out. He does get out, but everybody else does take a fall, and the Rax with them. So, yeah, Queen of Pain will survive, but nevertheless, they know when the jig is up. And that's it. Kaipi call GG, 18.5 minutes into the game. Strong draft, picking up the Wisp and showing, yeah, you can pick up the CK all you want, but there's just too many heroes to ban out. Lotus has too many different options. In this case, picking up the classic Tiny and playing it so darn well. Really, really good usage of their stuns and of their lanes in general. Like, the action never stopped, and I really, really think that No Titanner were fully in control of this game pretty much from the start.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was kind of an outdraft even. I mean, even if they had banned the Tiny, there would still have been the Sven even. Yeah. And would have also fit very nicely in this lineup, so... Yeah, I don't know. NTH looking strong, even though they had struggled earlier today.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So flexible individuals, a really good global presence, and just using things so effectively. As for, I mean, we always have high expectations for his Magnus play there, but I honestly didn't know what to expect from Lotus Tiny, and he certainly delivered some great tosses, some great initiations, and just follow through when IO, when EGM was jumping on into it and saying, hey, let's get over here, he was immediately willing to respond and willing to oblige. So awesome game coming out of them, and they take it away. Like I said, only 19 or so minutes into the game. Really, really fast victory, and very, very convincing as well. Yeah, definitely.
Any other thoughts? Looking forward to more. Yeah, I gotta say, the trail lane did not work out, and if you lose a trail lane, that's really not good. You at least have to win your other lanes to make up for that, but as soon as Bone 7 died once or twice against Admiral Bullock, he also stood no chance, so did not look good for Kaipi, and they have to do something with the laning. Maybe go for something more secure and safe, put up a defensive trail lane, farm up your own carry, and then make something happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it goes, but in the end, it does go, obviously, in favor of Alliance here, so taking a win versus Kaipi Gaming in the first of this best-of-3 series here, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the game. Sorry, there were a couple parts with the commentary that was a little bit delayed, but you guys try it. Like, seriously, they were all over the place. Either way, nice game, and we'll go on to game 2. So this, once again, is the Premier League. I am Blaze. You can check me on twitter.com/BlazeCasting if you want to follow me on what endeavors I pursue in casting different events and such. And for you, Skim?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter under Skim Gaming and on Twitch as well. I cast various stuff, not really something set yet.
Cool. All right, then, going on into game 2. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thanks for coming on, Skim.
No problem.